I thought it was really important, the part you read about the idea is to be as respectful as possible. That word respect is, that's very important. It sounds like to me, we've got to respect our water and our air and our food. I think that's one way of looking at it, is with respect. We don't want to pollute things that give us this very life that we have in the physical. So instead of being uncaring about what we do, thinking it's not important, that's about the opposite of respecting something as it is natural. To not try to alter the food or to put the chemicals that they're doing in our water. And there's reasons for all of these things that we're experiencing here, dealing with these aliens, human farming us for their needs, and it's and if we all became aware of what's really going on, there wouldn't even be any religions. People would be aware that they're created by reptilians to control all of the humans here on Earth with all their rules and regulations or commandments. And it's just amazing that we're even having the opportunity to, for some right now, through the real guides and the real guidance and education being given through the new presentation, to find out what's really going on, to become aware of what life's all about here in this physical, astral, causal, mental, etheric, and to even know of these places. But what I thought was really important about the respect was that that's the idea, is to be as respectful as possible, and then the real guides will escort us out of these psych realms into the real universes when we've got that respect.
That's really true, respect and gratitude. I met a woman who's working in the agricultural field, and she happened to see an ad that I'm running in Awareness magazine. I spoke with her on the phone, and as we get to know each other a little better, she related one of her dreams to me. I was walking along a road where there were fields upon fields of crops, beautifully growing. The sun was shining, and as far as I could see, there were all these different varieties of crops and vegetables. They were the most green and colorful. As I stepped closer to grab one for myself, as I touched it, I could sense something was different. And as I pulled it from the ground, I noticed it was so perfect. What I had picked was the most perfect carrot I had ever seen. I brushed it off and then tried to bite into it. And to my surprise, it was plastic. I immediately threw it down, then thought to myself, where are the bees and the butterflies? And then I looked all around and saw this huge manufacturing plant at the far distance, with all kinds of black smoke coming from its giant smokestacks. I suddenly realized that everything had now changed with our food. I told this young lady life was showing her what was really taking place and not what it appeared to be on the surface. As she was telling me her experience, It was easy to see the real guides had given her this experience. Then soon after that, she met me. There are some science fiction movies that depict people who are in outer space traveling about, and their meals consist of taking pills. On Earth, the manufacturer of GMO tech stuff want it this way so that they can have the perfect food, even if it is not food, and even if it's harmful. The FDA does not let the public know about Monsanto GMO because they have been paid off with all their expertise in marketing. They've marketed this into people thinking that their way is the unaware masses will buy what they're selling. This world is a stage show of created phenomena and survival at its lowest. Those who think building more casinos, resorts, and other such things of little value will someday have a rude awakening as the people on this world look for real food and real water. Petroleum products have drenched this earth, from fertilizers to what is soaps and shampoos. Everything has its place, but the business world has gone way overboard, justifying its existence to do whatever it wants to do with things that do not work with nature, but they usually work against it and destroy it. It is not a matter of rebelling against the social structures and their creations, as it is to become more aware and start from a new position that really does work with nature. If everyone became more aware in a true sense on this planet, which they won't, there would be no more need to obey all the regulations created by cultists who make people prisoners in their own world. Some people have dreams with odors and smells, along with touch to taste. Many of these experiences are association dreams of something that has been established by the real guidance to give a certain experience, like the one I just mentioned. Those who are with the real guides are trained to handle their immortality in the other worlds so that they are prepared when they leave the earth for good. And so it is. We are dealing with two aspects of dreams, which is the dream material and the dream shaping force. Within the awareness of the individual unveils the experience of their dreams as it takes shape and reveals itself like the production of a movie. Parts of the dream production will show itself in a symbolic form, which is really a language all its own for those who pursue the strange depths of their own unconsciousness. And eventually, they get to the source of their own being. The real awareness does not have itself in the subconscious, but there is an association to the area because it is the last body of man that is the most unknown and mysterious. The real secrets of life are for the very few and not even for those who feverishly investigate such matters. There's will only be a surface interpretation. The real guides have access where others do not, and they know the interests and intent of each person who ventures out to possibly discover the real truth. The real secrets of life will always stay hidden because they are the ruthless who want power for themselves, and so they will stay in the dark worlds of material gain for as long as it takes for them to mature. In the dream projection, most of what is hidden from the viewer is important and also hinted at and revealed in a very subtle fashion. The all is, for all that it is, establishes what it wants for all of itself in its own way, and so it touches each U-turn as they wake up to itself in their own particular manner. Mm-hmm. And in that, the bedtime stories we have certainly found tonight to dream on and to think about and to grow on. Tim, do you have any last questions here? Any summations?
Just that this is such a wonderful opportunity for those that the real guides see are to this point in life about listening to what they're saying and having the opportunity to help others find out about the real guides. And right now on Earth, Dwayne and the new presentation and the wonderful worldwide educators and the projects. It just seems like if we go through millions of lifetimes, and we have to have respect for everyone's free will. We've probably all done all the things that we see that in others that we don't like and we don't want to do anymore. But it's just, I guess it takes a lot of experiences to mature. So this opportunity is so important when it comes around, because it may be many, many, many lifetimes again if a person isn't listening and paying attention when it's being offered, when the real guides offer the guidance and the education, to not take it for granted, to pay attention and be thankful, because it sure sounds like it's a lot better in the real universes than in these psych realms. With all these experiences we're having here, with our air being poisoned and our water being polluted and our food being changed, it's all so unnatural. These things that are taking place, and with the Wi-Fi and microwave stuff, and the way the future looks like, people are going to be robotized for the reptilians to use them as slaves for who knows how long. So it's a real gift to have this opportunity. It's to get some real guidance and a real education to get out of these psych realms, because it doesn't sound like it's going to be any fun to be hanging around anymore in them. And thanks again, Lila and Val, for putting on the radio show and letting people hear about this new presentation. And the new books are available through the lulu.com. Thanks again.
Would you like to say a few things?
Oh, this is Val. Just another idea that goes along with respect, Tim, is the interference. People are interfering with nature and with other people's free will, and that's what is causing a lot of this distortion here in the creation worlds. People are interfering with others, and we have a right not to be interfered with. So this is, and the real guides are working on this too, with their mission, or their what they're up to with helping to help others wake up. In a sense, they're being interfered with too, so they can be creative and work around this too in their own way. So this is something to consider too from another angle, the interference angle. We're being interfered with, and we have a right not to be, because everybody's on their own journey, and they have a right, you can say, if you want to use that word. It may not be the right word, but it's just they have free will to go their own way, and their experiences and their journey the way they want it to. So we've been conditioned otherwise, so that's why we're here again, to help people to see what they're agreeing to.
Those golden words, I'm going to say, sweet dreams, everyone, and let's be aware and really look at our dreams. There could be a little kernel of golden wisdom right in there that we need to be aware of and look at. And thank you, Val, and thank you for being with us tonight. And let's end by singing The New You. I'll all sing it together. New you,